Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure you're trying to figure out what is going on as I'm showing you the end of this build instead of the beginning of this build. So good news, bad news. Good news is I finished the Hemmingway House Book Nook. The bad news is all of my videos that showed me building it got corrupted and unrecoverable. So needless to say, I was not too happy when that happened, because I know some of you wanted to see this build take place because of some issues that were happening with it, which I will go over here in a little bit. I at least still want to give this to you, but at least I will show you the final product and everything, and I will eventually get another one and show the build process in it, and just so you can see that. So I apologize for not showing you the entire build, and then somebody's coming to check it out as well. And also, you know, apologize for not getting more videos out. As there's just been a lot of things going on lately for me and everything, and it's just been hard to try to get back into it. So this was the one I was wanting to get back into it with, and yeah, and just happened with the videos that they're just gone. So with that being said, I'd like to take you around and at least show you the outside of this and the inside, and just show you some of the key points of this book nook, just so you can at least see how the finished product looked, and then I'll kind of go over a couple things that I've noticed as I was building it and everything. So on the outside, they did a good job with you know, put in some 3D effects with it, with the picture frames or the window frames and everything on both sides, which I think is good. As you can see on this side over here, and then of course on the back we have your little door to get to your battery compartment for your lights and everything. And then over here is more window frames and everything that you can see in. And this one's good because when you have the lights on, you can actually see the back part of the book nook that you don't normally get to see and everything. So that was pretty nice to add that in. And then of course the top is kind of a see-through from the top, but it also has the touch sensor for the lights. And then the front has a dust cover, which is nice and all. It's not really in there too tight, but it's in there to kind of help it and everything. And then just to show the lights. Okay, so I got the lights on. So little technical issues and everything. So, but here's inside the book nook. I'll try to get as much as I can. And as you can see, the top landing actually has some features that I haven't messed with before. Has that little, you know, the boat coming through the frame, or the coming through the railing and everything. And of course you see the swordfish hanging off the the hook and everything. So that was kind of cool to put that in there. And then you see the kind of the bar in the back, with some bottles and some books, and there's some pictures and everything with that chandelier up top. And then the other side again, another bar with some more books and big bottles and pictures and books excuse me, and everything. And then also on the upper part of here, you got a gun rack, got a deer head, which was something interesting that I liked as well. You actually got 3 animal heads to place throughout the book nook, which was kind of cool. And then over here you got a rhino's head, and everything, and of course some more books and pictures along the wall and everything like that. And then coming down, of course, more books and and pictures and everything. Of course, this is Hemingway's house, so I'm guessing they try to put in as much as they could from his life to represent his life and everything. And you see that in the back there's a ram's head, which was, again, those were kind of nice little additions to it. And some more pictures above the wall and everything. And then got your desk, typewriter, you got a cat on the floor, and of course just some more books and pictures and odds and ends, and umbrella stand and everything like that. So definitely a lot of details with this one. This one actually had more items and pieces than I think I've ever put together. So so it did take a little bit, but actually it wasn't too difficult. And then just to kind of show you, looking in the window, and try to see if I can get it as good as I can, it's a good view of it. You see kind of the staircase. Try to see if I can get in there. You kind of just see has some jerseys on the stairwell up there. And then there's just a little desk in the corner, and just a table and chairs and some books. But it's still kind of cool to just see in, to be able to see in, the back part, because usually you don't get to see that and everything. So, but no, I mean, I actually enjoyed this. It actually wasn't too bad. There were a couple places that the instructions weren't clear, which I will go over, and one is the lights. So it comes with 5 individual lights on different length of wires, and on the second set of lights that it has you put in, it asks you to put the L2 light, which is the second shortest, but that does not fit. It's not long enough, and it will not reach over to the hole that they want you to put it in. So that ended up being, that should be the L3 light to put in for that one, because later on in the instructions, the next light that you put in also says to use L2, which that one is correct. So so just make sure if a light doesn't, if the length doesn't fit what they're asking for, just try the additional sizes and just see which one actually fits it. Because they don't give you a lot of excess to get it to the spot that it needs to go to. So so when I tried the next size up, it actually fit perfect. So I would just say, just if that L2, if your instruction says to use that one, just take a look and just see if it fits. And if it doesn't, or if there's no way for it to reach the hole, then go ahead and use L3. And the other one, the L2 would fit perfectly where it needs to go. And then the other thing is with the books, it has you put like a ton of books together like we normally do, with some sticker covers to go on them. And there's 3 sizes. There's A, B's, and C's. And I actually used every single book. I didn't have any excess. But in some places, it has like a capital C and then a lowercase c. And so it's kind of confusing with that, because it doesn't identify books by capital letter or lowercase letter. But the C's are the C's books, the C size books and everything, because this upper bookshelf up here, this one takes all the B books, and I use every single one of them for it. And then everywhere else is an A and C. And I think I was one short on an A book, and I just used the C, or vice versa. I can't remember. But just know that if it's a capital C or lowercase c, it's still the C size book and everything. But other than that, I mean, those were kind of the 2 main issues I think I had with the instructions. But everything else, you just got to be careful, just putting stuff in, just knowing where everything goes, and just keep an eye on the instructions. I mean, it was the thickest book of instructions I've had as well. But the pictures are big, explains everything really well, of what you wanted, what they want you to do and everything. But again, I really wish I had the video to show you. I think you guys would enjoy it and enjoy the build, following along and everything. But I will I will put another one together. And then what I might do is, if I put it together, I may actually give it away to someone. I haven't decided how to do that yet. So that way one of you will at least be lucky enough to receive it. So, but more to come, because I have some other book nooks and some other stuff I want to try to get back on schedule and try to put together for you and everything. So, so please just bear with me. I know you're looking for more, and I am definitely trying to get more out. And I was hoping this was going to be the video to get back into it, and it just, everything that could go wrong went wrong. So, so I definitely apologize for that and everything. But I definitely still wanted to show you the finished product and just kind of talk about it a little bit, and just kind of go over how it looks and everything. But I definitely think it was a really put together book nook, and I like the MiniCity company that this came from, because again, they give you glue, which works really well, and a couple other things that I haven't seen before in some other ones. And I've enjoyed the MiniCity brand so far. I haven't really had any negative things to say about it, so I would definitely look for more of those to come in the future to put together and everything. So so we'll see what happens, but no, so that's it. Just wanted to show you this, take a look around, and just talk about what happened and everything. And I appreciate everyone who tunes in and watches my videos, and hopefully they help, and that's my whole purpose for doing this. But I will get the video of this build out eventually, hopefully not too long, but I definitely want to get it out there. So so thanks again for everyone watching. I appreciate all the views, so please check back with me. Please leave like, share, subscribe, comments, notification. I'll definitely get back with you and everything. So so with that, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next episode.